What's up, fragrance lovers? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Amanda Marie. If you are new here, I like to talk about fragrances. So if you're someone that is into smelling good, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button, turn on your notification bells. That way you'll be notified each and every time I upload a video and you don't miss out. Today we're talking about Future Society. Have you guys heard of this brand? This is the company that is promoting that it's not a fragrance. It is like a fragrance enhancer. It's supposed to make your fragrance last 24 hours. I honestly think it is a really genius concept. Again, I don't know if I want a fragrance lasting on me for 24 hours. It would have been good to try it out just to see if it actually does last for 24 hours. I don't know if I want my fragrance to last 24 hours. I'm just saying. But I do have fragrances in my collection that lack in longevity, that are pretty pricey. I would have loved to try that product out. They did put a sample of that in my box, but unfortunately it broke on the way to me, so I'm gonna have to try it out some other type of way. Their fragrances are available at Nordstrom and on their website. So we're gonna get into Future Society. When I opened the box for the first time, the aroma just like jumped up and hit me. I mean, their fragrances are so loud. And if you have an issue with your fragrances not lasting as long as you would like them to, try Future Society. This is what the packaging looks like in case you guys are interested. I'll do a quick unboxing. Very cute, giving very, you know, minimalistic type of vibes. Or a brand gets into like packaging and bottles and things like that, I feel like they always factor in the cost, and it makes the cost go up on the fragrances. So I appreciate, you know, them keeping it simple. We're gonna start off with one that I am just absolutely in love with, and this is Solar Canopy. I am in love with Solar Canopy. I'm so in love with it. It smells so good. You guys know at one point, not at one point, I still am very much into Your Skin but Better fragrances. I love to smell. I love fragrances that smell like my skin in the sun, you know, warm, sun-kissed. I love that. Now, Solar Canopy does give me those sun-kissed vibes, but it's coming with some florals. Tell you right away that this fragrance reminds me of Delina, the original release, because of the lychee and the rose. Those two notes are very prominent in this fragrance. This fragrance has a beautiful sillage, you guys, and right at the end of that sillage, I get that pink sugar. It is very prominent in here, and I feel like that is what's gonna set this fragrance apart from Delina, is that pink sugar. There's really nothing sweet about Delina. Delina is just a very, for me anyway, it's like a heady rose fragrance. When you look on Fragrantica, a lot of people are comparing it to Delina, and I thought the same thing right when I first smelled it. I was like, oh, this smells like Delina, you know, but it's sugary, it's sweet. I think it is a really good scent off of first impressions. So good. Right now, I mean, out of the 6, I'm gonna put it at number 1, but there are 2 other fragrances, maybe 3, that's really running for that first place spot. I'm not even gonna lie. This is Grassland Opera, and it's in their top 3, okay, for me, because this smells so good. And I'm really not a green girl. Like, I'm not really into green notes. There are some fragrances out there, like if you're into green, grassy type of fragrances, they gonna give you that. I'm not there yet. My palette has not evolved, okay, to the point where I'm digging green fragrances. So I was a little bit on the fence with Grassland. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of background information about Future Society. So basically their fragrances are derived from extinct flowers. It says that imagine the fragrance of an extinct flower, elements of nature we thought we lost, brought back in a world change, given new life through science. So in Grassland Opera, the origin of the flower is North American Plains, 1812. So like Solar Canopy, the flower was an extinct flower from Hawaii. There's some other fragrances here. The extinct flower is from like South Africa and things like that. So I wanted to give you guys a little bit of background on what the brand is doing and what they're about. So, but let's get into Grassland Opera. Now for me, at first sniff, this was not a love. It wasn't necessarily like I didn't like it. I didn't fall in love with it until it dried down. Man, because right in the opening, I do get that sage, which kind of gives this fragrance a little bit of an herbal type of vibe. The sage is not over the top. I like that. What I do get though is that beautiful mimosa and the ylang-ylang. I thought that I was a lover of ylang-ylang, and I have come to find out it is not my favorite like floral type of scent. I feel like in some fragrances it could come out smelling a little vintage, a little old-fashioned, but that's the beauty of fragrance, because in this it smells beautiful, it smells exotic, it smells sexy, fresh, youthful. It doesn't give me that vibe. I do pick up the jasmine. It's not very prominent, but you guys, in the dry down, I get that beautiful akigala wood mixed in with the ambroxan, man, and the sandalwood. Oh my God, this is a beautiful, like an exotic, woody. I'm gonna back up. This is a beautiful, sexy, exotic, woody fragrance. I love this. I almost like it more than Solar Canopy. I'm not even gonna lie. So if you're like the type of person you like fresh fragrances, clean fragrances, woody fragrances, I think you will enjoy this one, because I can totally see me wearing this in the spring, in the summer, casual type of attire, you know, or even dressed up, going to brunch, even going to like an early dinner. I can see myself pulling this fragrance because it just has all the vibes. I would say that this is going to be genderless. I think anybody will be able to wear this, honestly. It does, because it's not over the top sweet. I was going to say it does have a sweetness to it, but not really. I would say on the scale of sweetness, it's probably like a 2 or 3. Definitely worth putting your nose on if you like the vibes that I just mentioned about it. So again, this is Grassland Opera. Love the direction that this brand is going in. It's like giving me like a bohemian, earthy type of feel, you know, and I'm really digging it. It's giving me very much like natural vibes. It's another green fragrance, and this is called Floating Forest. Let's give her a spray. I will tell you, this is another one that I fell in love with. They 3-0 right now, okay? So they winning right now for me. They winning on a lot of different levels, okay? Minimalist packaging, the price is set right. So far, I love 3 out of their 6 fragrances. They're doing pretty good. Interesting. I've never heard of a whetstone note. That is very interesting. But I am picking up the black pepper. Of course, I'm getting the bergamot. For me, bergamot usually always sits in the top, and it smells very citrusy, very bright. Okay, so I am getting that. I'm picking up on the water lily. The water lily is really pretty here. I really like it in the freesia. If I'm getting rose, it's giving more of a dusty type of rose. I'm getting the driftwood, I'm getting the cedar wood, and I'm definitely getting the musk. This is a musky fragrance. Again, it kind of reminds me of another Your Skin but better type of scent. But the dry down, you guys, is simply gorgeous. It dries down to this soft, musky fragrance, and then there's something kind of floating in the top that I cannot put I can't call it. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the whetstone or what, but whetstone is a synthetic note, popular and weird. Okay, that's what I get, is the whetstone, because it's something that I've never smelled before in the dry down of a green fragrance. But again, I'm not into green fragrances, but this actually may make me change my mind. This may be the first green fragrance that I actually really do like. And mind you, we're just going off of first impressions here, okay? Just first impressions. You guys know I'm gonna circle back after I've worn each fragrance for a little while and give you updates. Y'all know how I do. I usually incorporate them in other videos and things of that nature. So that's why you need to hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell. So when I circle back and talk about this fragrance, you don't miss out, honey, because I'm human just like everybody else. I could love a fragrance today and not like it tomorrow. So hit that subscribe button. This is Invisible Woods, and y'all, oh, it's so good. I know I've been saying that about all of them. I know I have, but I'm just being honest with y'all. I'm really being honest with you about how I feel about them. A lot of their fragrances have that herbal kind of, it reminds me of like a hippie type of vibe, you know, an earth child, a bohemian, you know, person who is very earth conscious. You take care of the earth and you recycle, and you're just all about like everything natural hair care products, natural foods, natural toothpaste. Like these are the vibes that I'm picking up from this brand. So in Invisible Woods, you have eucalyptus, you have ginger, grapefruit, chamomile, rose, akigala wood. I don't know why I can't say akigala wood, and iris. The dry down that I like, but in all honesty, you shouldn't have to push through the dry down to like a fragrance. You know, you should like the fragrance from beginning to end, especially if you're spending it don't matter really how much money you're spending on a fragrance. You should like it from beginning to the end. But I feel like the eucalyptus is gonna open my sinuses up, child. And that's what I get in the opening, is that eucalyptus, and it really like throws me off. Don't get me wrong, I love eucalyptus. I love it for its properties. You know, it has healing properties. It helps you sleep. If you ever walked into a spa, the first thing you're hit with is 9 times out of 10 eucalyptus or lavender. I'm not in love with this one. I take that back, because in the beginning I may have said that I like this one. I like the dry down of this one. I don't know if I could necessarily push through. Like, I would have to be very intentional to wear this particular fragrance if I am going to a spa. Maybe to sleep in, maybe, but I'm not the one to sleep in eucalyptus, okay? I don't know. I would have to be very intentional when I wear this, to be honest with you. Those of you that love the note of eucalyptus, you might actually enjoy this one. This is Invisible Woods. So here's another one that I don't think is gonna be for me either. This one is called Reclaimed Flame. I have grapefruit, bergamot, again eucalyptus, geranium, turmeric. In the base you have chamomile and artisma. Very interesting notes, I will have to say. And I will also have to say I've never smelled anything like it quite before, as long as I have been reviewing fragrances. 2 sprays may have been too much. Man, now this one is definitely going to open up my sinuses. I want y'all to take a look at this juice. See how amber colored this juice is? It's really giving the same vibe. It's giving like a, not necessarily a fire, but it has a very big presence, like a fire. Okay, when you look at a fire, it's flames everywhere. That is the feel that I get from this fragrance. It has a very in your face presence. I think it's the turmeric that's giving it this yellow color in here. It has to be the combination of eucalyptus and geranium. Okay, maybe the artisma as well. But I've never smelled anything like this. Very herbal, extremely herbal, way more herbal than Invisible Wood. So we're not going to spend a lot of time on this one. I think this is going to be for that individual who is really into herbal smells, earthy smells. You're like my earth child baby, you know. You like patchouli oil and things of that nature. You like to burn incense, you know. This is going to be for you. Definitely put your nose on this. 9 times out of 10 you will probably like it. Last but not least, it's Haunted Rose. And in this fragrance you have notes of saffron, black pepper, rose, passion fruit, sandalwood, and ambroxan. I've never smelled this one, but when I got the box, y'all, it was the first thing I smelled coming out the box. I could smell the rose on this one, and I was like, wow, that's strong. So this is my first time spraying it. As y'all can see, oh, hello. Right away I get that creaminess from the sandalwood mixed in with the rose, and I'm actually digging that. Like, I like that. I like it a lot. And y'all know I'm not the biggest fan of rose, so for me to say that, it says a lot, okay? But immediately I'm getting rose and sandalwood. What else is in here? Saffron, pink pepper. Okay, I'm definitely picking up on the saffron, and here the saffron smells just like saffron, very spicy. I think this is a sweet fragrance, but not over the top. I think what gives this fragrance its sweetness is going to be that passion fruit. This is very creamy. This is a your skin but better sweet fragrance from the passion fruit, creamy from the sandalwood, very spicy from the saffron and the pink pepper rose fragrance. Okay, very different spin on a rose for me. I haven't smelled a rose quite like this. It does kind of put me in the frame of mind of fragrances like Oud Bouquet by Lancome. Probably a little bit of a shag off oud in here as well. But what sets it apart is going to be the ambroxan, the sandalwood, and the passion fruit. Okay, those 3 notes really set it apart from those fragrances that I just mentioned. But this is good. Would I actually buy this is the question. I think I would have to spray it on skin and wear it around and see how I feel about it. But if I'm going off of first impressions, I don't necessarily know if I would buy this, only because I'm not a big fan of rose. But if I was intentionally looking for a rose fragrance, I think I would buy this one. As a rose that's different and has its own vibe and, you know, tells its own story, I think this is a good one. I really do. What are the girls comparing it to? Let me see what if people are comparing this to anything. They're comparing it to Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper. You can get the Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper reference because I do have Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper, and it does really put me in the frame of mind of that fragrance, but it goes in a different direction once it starts to dry down. The rose in here smells a little vintagey for me, a little dry. Okay, I'm getting a dry rose. This could be like a Turkish rose. I don't know if they said what kind of, is it damask Turkish? What is it? It just says rose. If I'm being honest with myself, I don't know if I would buy this one just because of the rose. But I think it is way better than Reclaim Flame, and I think it is better than Invisible Woods. I would definitely say that it is better than the last two that I just talked about. So if that kind of gives you any idea on the ranking, there you go. Really surprising myself. 2 grassy green fragrances. Who would have known? Who would have known that I would be a grassy green girl? I want to send a big shout out to Future Society for blessing me with these fragrances. I have enjoyed smelling them all. I think this is a brand that we definitely should keep our eye on, because I think their fragrances are very different and unique enough to where they're kind of set apart from other brands. And I think at this point in the fragrance community, we need something new, okay? We need something fresh, something new, something exciting to talk about. I feel like sometimes I'm talking to you guys about the same old, same, and it gets a bit redundant and a bit boring. So I'm very happy that I can bring you some new fragrances that are just somewhat outside of the box and outside of what I normally would talk about. So if you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Let me know in the comments if you guys have tried any fragrances from Future Society, and if you have, what are your favorites? Are you going to try that optimal, why do I want to call it habitat? Are you going to try the fragrance enhancer? Comment and let me know down below. If you're into fragrances, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on your notification bell. That way you'll be notified each and every time I upload and you don't miss out on any videos. Again, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. It means the world to me and my channel. Thank you guys so much again for watching. I hope you're having a fabulous day, and I hope you are smelling good doing it. I will see you in the next video. Mwah. Bye.